Live from Fred DeLay Gymnasium in Jackson, Tennessee, Flow Sports proudly presents the Union University Volleyball Classic. This is week 2 of the Classic. Last weekend, we had some fabulous volleys all over this floor on David Blackstock Court. And I think it's going to be no less so because we got more games this weekend. We've got 12 of them. We'll be going approximately every 2 hours starting right now with this 9 a.m. Central Time opener between Southern Arkansas and Edward Waters College. And I'm Steve Beverly, delighted to have you with us here. And tonight, today, midday, whatever, the one thing that's good about being where we are is because outdoors, Jackson has been getting some of the rough remnants of Hurricane Francine that is now just basically a tropical depression all broken up. But yesterday, consistent rain all day. That is expected to continue today. And so it is a joy to be inside and having indoor sports that we can all enjoy. And you're going to see some outstanding competition here this morning. Both these teams have very tall front lines, and they will also be counting on strong play from their liberos and as well from the outside hitters. And they're looking for strong play from their setters as well. One of them for Edward Waters, Milena Catala, a 5'8" senior. And over on the other side of the floor, you'll be seeing the same thing coming from a variety of players. And I'll tell you one thing, Edward Waters is missing 4 players in their lineup because they have had an illness outbreak down in Jacksonville on campus, so the Tigers are going a little bit short-handed today. Not quite the depth that Southern Arkansas has, but we're just about set to go, and Edward Waters is going to serve it. And we are just about underway. It's Milena Catala from Argentina setting, and here we go, the block. Now you watch this. That's a beautiful angular power play. She found the perfect angle in the upper left-hand corner of the box, and Edward Waters is out to the early lead. A lot of the southwestern Arkansas players are from Texas. And I must tell you, and that one gets in the box between the 4 up front players. That's what you're going to be looking for a lot today, is if they can find just an open gap between the 4 up front players in the square. Catala serving again. And that one is hard off of the hands of Figueroa. That's Demali's Figueroa. And so, first point on the board for Southern Arkansas. And it's Macy Shaver, the 5'9" senior from Prosper, Texas, who's going to be delivering. And she has that slap serve and scores the point to tie it at 2-2. In case you happen to be new to volleyball, it is to 25. You have to win by 2 unless we go to a 5th set. Everything's best 3 out of 5. If we go to a 5th set, you go to 15. And you still have to win by 2. Good save in the backcourt. And they were in the net. So point goes to the Mule Riders. As we mentioned, a lot of Texans on this team from Springtown, Frisco, Grandview, Kilgore. And there's your set. Nobody could get to it. That's the case of miscommunication. Making a huge dive for it was Janeth Guzman from Kissimmee, Florida, but it was out of her range. So 4 in a row now for the Mule Riders. Good save again in the backcourt. And it was too wide. She was going for the middle portion of the box, and it ended up about probably 1.5 feet wide. And in to serve is Alexis Simpson from Caledonia, Minnesota. She's a 5'5" redshirt junior. And we had a whistle right off the bat. Point ties it up at 4. We have action that will be all the way up probably through about 9:30 tonight here in Jackson, Tennessee. And all of it on Flow Sports, and that one was out of the range for Simpson to do a set. So the ball goes back to the Mule Riders. Right down below where our broadcast booth is about, I see about 15 parents, family members of this Southern Arkansas team. They really came in good numbers. There's a set. And the pound, now is it in or out? It is in. And it's Brinkley Downhauer from Springtown, Texas, 5'7" sophomore to serve. That one's got spin on it. Good recovery up front. But it went all the way to the grid. There is a grid below the ceiling of this building. It's a clear ball as long as it doesn't touch part of the grid. And that one was a very soft return, and timeout is called. It's an 8-4 game. Southern Arkansas leads. Back in a moment.
Your home.
Your business. Your future.
Focusing on you, West Tennessee Bank strives to serve its clients in every season of life. With vast experience in personal and business banking, we take pride in guiding you through significant events. At West Tennessee Bank, we help you realize your dreams.
West Tennessee Bank is a division of Decatur County Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. West Tennessee Bank, focused on you.
Your director on this morning's telecast is also our executive producer, Paul Schulze, and on main game camera is Billy Bolin II, who we also refer to as BB2. And continuing her serve is Downhauer. Good block up front. Perfectly timed jump by Jada Hudson from Grandview, Texas. And 9 of the last 11 points have gone to Southern Arkansas. And here goes Downhauer again. Here's the set. Look for a pound here. Right in between. Notice once again, the 4 young women who were in the orange jerseys, and there was a gap there, and that is exactly who Shaver was shooting for, and she successfully navigated it. It's 10-4. Out of the range of Katala. Gooseman has to cover a lot of ground back there in the backcourt, and the senior does a good job of it, but she had to dig too far. Mule Riders up to a solid lead here in the early going, but as we saw in last week's Classic, there's no such thing as a real cushion. Here's the set. Is it in? Yes. Just got it inside the stripe. Excellent return by Jada Hudson. And they have the Mule Rider bench just up and electrified. And the pound right in there. That one was Carlin Whaley from Magnolia, Arkansas. The 6-foot senior. She'll use her height to advantage today. And right now it is 11 consecutive points for Southern Arkansas. Good save up front. Sometimes when that ball hits the net, it just freezes the defenders. Here's the high set. And it goes back to Southern Arkansas again. 14-4. Lauren Ford trying to give her team as much encouragement as possible, even though they're down by 10. Allie Harrell has to be absolutely thrilled with what she sees so far. There's the set. This is a good volley. Good block up front by Edward Waters. Perfect downward flight. We talk about volleyball being a game of geometry. That was returned at about a 30-degree angle by Hudson, and she had the perfect landing spot. Downhauer again. She's been back there all morning, it seems. And off the top of the net, but out of bounds. And timeout called. 16-4, Southern Arkansas on top. We'll be back.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Southern Arkansas has ridden the coattails of Brinkley Downhour in service to 13 consecutive points. Up 16-4. This has been a challenge for both of these teams to play a 9 o'clock game here in the Central Time Zone, particularly so for Edward Waters because they're coming from Jacksonville, Florida, where right now it's 10 and change. But the key to all of this is they had to have these players up about 6 o'clock this morning to get some stretching done, to get some breakfast in them, and then to be somehow fresh to play this early game. They're young, and they're all up to it. That one went way up to the ceiling. Cabish tried every way in the world to get out of the way and let her teammates have a shot at it, but that's one of those that just goes completely off of the back of your arms, and there was no hope for that. That one, I will tell you this. Lauren Smith, I'll get out of the way when she's serving. If she had too much on it, out of bounds, but whammo, that was like a rocket. And they try to save it, but it goes back into the cushion behind where the basketball goal is, 18-5. Serving is Isla Olivas. And she is from Fort Worth, Texas, went to Fossil Ridge High School. That one went into the net, and so Edward Waters still alive, down 18-6. And here is Dislandi Antonio from the Dominican Republic. And she also had, maybe it was that early breakfast, but it's like they had too many Wheaties. They call it the Breakfast of Champions, and I do believe it. Here's Ava Tanner from Brock, Texas. She's a middle hitter. Good high set. And that was beyond the range of the two up front players to try to set. So the service goes back to Edward Waters. And here's Naomi Verghese of the Dominican Republic. And once again, just too much on it. Sometimes when you're in a gym that you have not played in before, it is getting the dynamics and the dimensions right. And sometimes that'll lead you to be too long with the serves. It takes probably a game or two to get comfortable with that. Same as it happens if you play on a strange basketball court. Good block up front. And in between those defenders, but Edward Waters does a good job of recovery. There you go. That's geometry. That's about the 45-degree angle. 21-7, 4 away from victory here in the first set. And that's one of those that James just had. Sometimes when you're trying to do the double arm return and it can just actually curl off, particularly the right arm at the angle she was at, and just went beyond her teammates. Now this one's got to go. And she was out of bounds when she hit it, so they're 2 away from victory. And once again, Jada Hudson from Grandview, Texas. 5'10" senior. Good save by Guzman. Another nice return and excellent job by Ajaya Jackson from Stark, Florida, which is not too far from Jacksonville or Gainesville. In fact, I'm impending moving to Dunellen, Florida, which is not far from Stark or Ocala, all of those areas right there. And here's the high set. And in between the box, you had that open gap in the box, and so it is now set point, or if you prefer, game point. And it is Cabish from Henrietta, Tennessee to serve into the net. So Edward Waters clings to life in this first set, 24-9. She has that hard slap serve. And they're going to have to hurry to get this one. This one has to go. High set. And you had a personnel violation, and that ends it. 25-9. Southern Arkansas takes the first one over Edward Waters. They're going to swap ends of the floor, and we'll swap out and let you hear from our sponsors. We have 7 teams here for the Union University Volleyball Classic. 6 games today, 6 tomorrow. Everybody will be playing 4 games. Edward Waters will take the floor again at 3 o'clock Central against Arkansas Monticello, and then Southern Arkansas will be back on the floor at 1 o'clock. Not quite as much of a break. They'll be taking the host Union. And they're trying to get everybody set to go for this second set. 25-9, our score in the first one. And for Southern Arkansas, you had 4 kills by Carlin Whaley and 8 assists by Macy Shaver. And Olivas had 5 points to be the top scorer for them. Diggs, 5 for Cabish. On the other side, for Edward Waters, you had 3 kills from Verges and 2 assists from Catala, 3 from Antonio. And he had 3 players with 2 digs each. And here we go with set number 2, and to serve it is Shaver. She has that run and jump serve, very high set. Excellent save by Guzman, but they couldn't stop the point. Allie Harrell has her team really up and going. Her assistant is Sarah Ford. And Lauren Ford's assistant on the other side, Derek Bennett and Valerie Owens. The pound was right between the back defenders. Terrific job by Verges. She's a 5'9" senior from the Dominican Republic, and back to serve is Dislandi Antonio. Also from the Dominican Republic, she's a redshirt junior at 5'10". And into the net. So a 2-1 lead. This is a crucial set for the Tigers, because the one thing you don't want to do, and particularly even if it's a neutral site game like this one, you do not want to have yourself down 2-0 and literally be do or die. Here's Downhauer. That was a low set. This one must go into the net. Downhauer tried to get up on top of it, but the ball went downward before she reached the height of her jump. And here is Naomi Verges. That's a long one. And it was about perhaps 8 inches beyond the line. So point to Southern Arkansas and Olivas to serve. Good return on the backside. Excellent block up front. Terrific job by both Helmuth and Jackson. So we've got it even at 3. And it is Demales Figueroa. And they get into the lead at 4-3. She got excellent downward flight, a wicked curve downward, and the point goes the other way. Whaley nails it. That's her 5th point of the game and 5th kill. So we're knotted back up at 4. And this is Ava Tanner from Brock, Texas. Good block up front by the 2 frontliners for Edward Waters. And the spin was probably not going to clear the net anyway. So back to the lead is Southern Arkansas, and here goes Tanner. And they had no choice but just try to push that one over. Off of the hands of Guzman. Tell you, this Southern Arkansas team came to play this morning. High set. Almost, almost scored a basket. Point goes to the Tigers, but she almost scored a basket off of that one. So this one is being played on a lot more even terms than we saw in the opening set. Here's Lauren Smith from Middletown, Ohio. They may be from Jacksonville, Florida, but they got players from all over America and beyond. And the spin went into the net. Verges was trying to get that one to just barely clear the net, but it had too much spin on it. So here's Jada Hudson again, back at service, and she's talented at this, gets a running jump. And a nice block up front sends it back to Edward Waters, trailing only 7-6. Brooklyn Jones from Detroit, 5'7" freshman. Too much on that one. Landry Rogers reared back and fired, but that one went about probably 3 feet beyond the stripe. Good high jump, and she releases the ball at the top of her jump, but that one froze the front line defenders for the Tigers, and so it goes back on the other side with an 8-7 lead to Southern Arkansas. And this is Autumn James from Gainesville, Florida, the 5'4" freshman, and I got a lot of relatives in Gainesville. Too much on it. Verges has had a lot of attacks on the ball. In fact, that's 9 so far, but that one just went too far, almost into the Southern Arkansas bench. That was a difficult reverse return. I must tell you, that was some talent that we just saw from Antonio. And here's Taylor Kennedy from Savannah, Georgia. 6-foot freshman, middle blocker. She gets a hard slap serve. And give the point to Southern Arkansas, 10-8 game. Neither coach has taken time out during this set because it has stayed about 1 to 2 points all the way through. And here, once again, is Macy Shaver. Block up front. Nicely done by Whaley. But they were in the net with it, and so the point goes to Edward Waters. And here again is Antonio. She got good downward flight on that serve. Front line blocking well now, getting a lot more in sync. Here's the set. In between the block. That quadrant in there, and she found the angle perfectly. Again, that is why volleyball is such a game of geometry. Downhour back to serve again. 5'7" sophomore. Here's the set. Perfect block up front, led by Whaley and also Olivas. And that's the largest lead for either team in this set at 12-9. Gets the good run and jump serve. Blocked, but nice recovery in the backcourt. Front line is really being challenged on both sides. Perfect dink. That was terrific timing on the part of Jackson. So it's back to a 2-point game, and back to serve is Verges. Now, let me tell you, you talk about an angle. She found it and got just the upper portion of the right-hand corner to take a 13-10 lead. Cut. Olivas to serve. Into the net. Sometimes it's spin off the palm. Sometimes it is just simply the ball. You don't hit it hard enough sometimes to get it over, and it goes into the net. So the service error sends it back to the other way for Figueroa to serve, and she does it. Now, a lot of times you will see that happen with players if you get into a lengthy game, say a 4 or 5 set game, and you begin to see some going into the net, and that's fatigue that sets in. A lot of times when free throw shooters in basketball are short on their free throws, a lot of times that is from being tired late in the game. Really not the case here. And point awarded to the Mule Riders. And timeout is called by Lauren Ford. We'll be back after this.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
When you hear our name, know that it comes with a promise to give back to the community that built us, a promise to provide a human touch in a world that is becoming more automated. Ever since we put our roots down in Jackson in 1996, we have aspired to be community-focused by supporting programs and organizations that are important to our city. At First Bank, it is our mission to be present in our community and to continue the belief that when you bank local, you get more. Member FDIC.
Want to say a special hello to all the moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, brothers and sisters, aunts, uncles, and cousins, and good friends of all the players from both sides of the net today. And we are so glad to have you aboard. If you could not make the trip up to Jackson, Tennessee, we're glad we could be with you here on Flow Sports and glad that you've joined us on the app. And that point extends Southern Arkansas' second set lead to its largest at 16-11. And trying to get that one, they just simply led Antonio too long. And there was just no way for Helmuth to get over there and save it. Almost got it between the quadrant. Good pound, but nice recovery by Cabish. And point goes to Edward Waters. And Lauren Ford makes some substitutions and back to serve It is Lauren Smith, 5'5" freshman. Excellent downward flight on that return. 6-point lead now for the Mule Riders. And you just sense with a 1-set lead that they are beginning to smell it once again. Hudson back to serve. She's had 2 digs and 3 kills. Good block up front, really anticipating those hard pounding returns. So they've closed it back to within 5, and let's see who goes back. Brooklyn Jones to serve it, 5'7" freshman, but they have a lot of hope for her. Looking for big things from Brooklyn. And this one must go. Good block up front. Terrific job by Allie Cooper, the junior from Brownsboro, Texas. And timeout called again. It is Southern Arkansas by 6.
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
6-point lead for Southern Arkansas. And the serve comes from Cabbage. Off of the hands of a diving Smith. So they've reached the 20 mark, 5 away from the second set victory, and placing Edward Waters into a potential do-or-die situation. Backcourt doing a good job staying on top of it, and she touched the net as she tried to kill it over. So Sadie goes back to serve again from Henrietta, Texas. Defensive specialist and a junior. And they were absolutely too far. The set really put a lot of pressure on Vergez, and she was too close to the net. So they're beginning to pull away with this one. And that one, no way they were going to stop that one. Tanner did the best she could, and it went off the back wall. Checking back in for Edward Waters is Jaya Jackson. She gives them more height up front. And Vasquez comes in to serve. And it's in. Upper right-hand corner of the box. Two points away from victory in this set. And back to serve once again is Macy Shaver. And the senior very collected out on the floor. I got to tell you, Antonio has had a busy morning, and the front line delivered that point, and it is set point or game point, whichever you prefer. And trying to deliver it is Shaver. And they're going to have to chase it, and they can't catch it, and that is the end of set 2. 25-14. And we've only played 46 minutes so far. So we'll see if Edward Waters can make the comeback or if it's going to be 3 straight for Southern Arkansas after these messages. Steve Beverly back with you from Fred DeLay Gymnasium in Jackson, Tennessee, on the campus of Union University. And Southern Arkansas back out on the floor first. And here come the Tigers. They have a tall order ahead of them after dropping the first 2 sets. At 11 a.m. Central Time, we'll have Southwest Baptist taking on the young women from North Carolina, Catawba. And then at approximately 1 o'clock, it'll be Union, the host school, against this same Southern Arkansas team. They'll have about probably 2.5 hours to rest and then take on Union, that very competitive but dropped all 4 of its games in last weekend's Union Volleyball Classic. It is Antonio to serve for Edward Waters. They're going to have to chase this one down a bit. Antonio with another nice save. And that was a terrific return on the part of Sadie Cabbage. So once again, starting out in familiar quarters as Southern Arkansas gets the early lead, and Shaver to serve. Gets the high jump when she serves, and a lot of times that helps you get downward flight. And that one is off the hands of Shaver. Tigers tie it up at 1. Long trip up from Jacksonville for this classic. It is with stops probably about 13 hours. That was a good save by Whaley. And point goes, it was off the hand of one of the defenders, so the point goes to the Tigers. She got the kind of dip you want in a serve, and what a return up front. Jackson delivered that one to make it a 3-1 lead for the Tigers. They appear to be a bit more aggressive here to start this set, but into the net. And I will tell you, sometimes it'll be the second or third game or match before you can really feel a comfort zone with the dimensions of a floor that you haven't played on. The dynamics of it. And that one, you can't blame that on miscommunication. It just simply went off of Verges onto Guzman. There was no way that they could save it. That front line has been really challenged by Edward Waters. Out of bounds. So we've got a good one with this one, 4-3. And Guzman will be back to serve. Let's see, is that Guzman? No, this one is Figueroa. And that one sent the defender crashing to the floor. Good run and jump serve that goes off the net. Out of bounds. Just about maybe 1.5 feet beyond the stripe. Olivas to serve. 3 kills she's had, as well as an ace serving. Trying to make a generous dive on that one, but unable to save it was Insulaco. And here comes Lauren Smith. Into the net. Looked as though as she released that ball, it was not at the height of her jump, and sometimes that can lead to an early downward flight and it crashes into the net. And we see some of the players from both teams that are in the next game getting ready to go back to their locker rooms. Now, this one's going to be a challenge. Antonio again with another excellent set. And getting the assist for Jones. Antonio with 12 assists in the game. She's had 4 digs as well. And to serve it, Brooklyn Jones. And that one's going to be, it's a big break. But they rule that, and they're going to come out and challenge this. But they're not going to win it. They said that she was over the net and touching the net. No, they've gone back the other. Now, wait a minute. They've changed the score on here. Yeah, it is 7-6. I don't know why they did that. 7-5 is the score. And that one sends it back down to the other direction. Tigers still lead it by 1. And Downhour to serve. Nope, that's not Downhour. That is Hudson. And you can see the enthusiasm on the face of Addison Anderson as she rifled that one over. Addison from Magnolia, Arkansas. Carlin Whaley is from the same hometown. Too much on it for Verges. And the lead goes to Southern Arkansas now. Now watch the set by Antonio. Woo! That was a cannon. Verges was not going to be denied, and she wasn't. That's her 6th kill of the morning. She's also had 6 digs. And here is Taylor Kennedy. Antonio with another nice save. I don't think, well, they might save it. They did. That was outstanding play by the backcourt, not giving up on that ball. But unfortunately, as Kennedy had to try to dig that one out, it went off of her right, the back right arm, and out of bounds. And Sadie to serve. The block up front. Good double teaming by Katie DeLong and Olivas. Just off the top of the net. Antonio with that bluff and feint. One of the better volleys, but it just went beyond the range of Antonio. She was going to have to really dig down for that one. So you sense momentum shifting now back to the Mule Riders. Sadie serving it again. That young lady has some intense power. That's her 7th kill. And Antonio to serve. 14 assists that she has. That's the most of anybody on either team. She's had 5 digs as well. Here's the set. Perfectly timed and a soft one for DeLong. And back to the 3-point lead. And Macy Shaver coming back to serve it. Timing is everything with both serves and hits, and watch that on this particular exchange. This has to go, and they couldn't make it go. And timeout called by Lauren Ford. 13-9, the lead for Southern Arkansas, trying to put it away at the end of this set.
Has your home comfort gone to the dogs? Beat the heat this summer with Jackson's most trusted team of technicians at McCoy's Heating and Air Conditioning. Our York certified and trained technicians can repair or replace your HVAC system, keeping everyone cool so you don't end up in the doghouse. Sit, relax, simply call or go to our website. It's wonderful to chill knowing you always have someone by your side. Your HVAC system's best friend, McCoy's Heating and Air.
The biggest thing for me was realizing the value that you receive from a Christ-centered education.
You'll have some things modeled for you that you're not going to get at a big secular state school, even though it might be cheaper, and that's a big deal to sit under somebody who loves the Lord, who loves his craft, and who's ready to impart all of that to you.
Definitely don't write off a university just because of costs, especially Union. They really do help students generously with financial aid.
That last commercial featured Ted Cluck, one of my really, really good friends. He was a colleague of mine in communication arts at Union University and a guy who has written more than 20 sports books. One of my real heroes, Ted Cluck. But right here, both these teams are heroes of mine because they're having to play volleyball at 9 in the morning, although we have passed the 10 o'clock hour about a minute ago. Whammo! Helmuth, not only did she get power, but she got spin on that return, and that makes it extra difficult for the team to dig it out, particularly if you do it on the downward flight. And here is Verges. And that one was one of the rare miscues in the midcourt by Southern Arkansas. So it's a 2-point game. Antonio the set. And I don't think they're going to be able to save that one. It was a tremendous effort on the part of Jada Hudson, and you could see how much practice when they run wind sprints. She was picking it up and laying it down, but it was just too far away from her. One-point game. And the front line is getting inspired for the Tigers. They have rallied to tie it, and timeout called by the Mule Riders. More in a moment.
The award-winning BallGame Blitz Sports Network from Worthy Road Studios. Over 1 million views in 2023. We're where you need to advertise. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and join over 4,700 subscribers watching local sports. The Jackson Rockabillys, Union University, South Gibson County, USJ, and TCA. Multi-camera broadcasts, slow-motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. The BallGame Blitz Sports Network from Worthy Road Studios. The premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
Edward Waters to serve it, trying to retake the lead. And the point goes to Southern Arkansas. They get some fresh folks back in for Edward Waters, including Janeth Guzman. And back to serve, Mary Insulaco. One of the softer sets for Antonio. Front line did a good job of saving it. The backcourt did the same thing. And that's out of bounds, and so it goes back to the Tigers, and they have continued their rally with 4 of the last 5 points. Antonio with 18 assists and 5 digs is in to serve it, and we're going to have a little bit of discussion. I think maybe they're just trying to shuttle players in and out. So instead, it's going to be Guzman who will serve. From Kissimmee, Florida, right at the edge of Walt Disney World. Perfect time. Now, that's what I talk about timing, is Olivas could very easily had slammed that thing home, but she chose to go soft. It froze the defenders, and it's back to the lead for the Mule Riders. Block up front. They did save it, though. And pounding that one home is a young lady we haven't mentioned a great deal about today, and that is Morgan Mitchke. She's a 5'9" redshirt freshman from Paradise, Texas. And the point goes back to the Mule Riders. Wouldn't you love to tell somebody that you live in paradise and be telling the truth about it? And that's definitely the case for Morgan. Olivas to serve, now with a 3-point lead. The block, did it stay in? No. Went just off the stripe. So Edward Waters down 2 sets, still alive. And Lauren Smith will deliver. And let's see if they call it in the net. Nope. And both teams get subs. The point goes to Southern Arkansas. And it's Ava Tanner. Just too much on it. But apparently it did hit the edge of the stripe. Our vantage point looked like it was just beyond, but anyway, it's 18-16. Good one for Edward Waters. Front line is under pressure, and it goes off of the arms of Figueroa. Jada Hudson to serve it. And here goes the senior with the run and jump. That one, you knew that almost from the minute it got off the fingertips of Verges that it was going to be long. You can almost measure the length in a case like that. And we got another timeout, 20-16. Southern Arkansas trying to wind it up.
Your life. Your home.
Your business. Your future.
Focusing on you, West Tennessee Bank strives to serve its clients in every season of life. With vast experience in personal and business banking, we take pride in guiding you through significant events. At West Tennessee Bank, we help you realize your dreams.
West Tennessee Bank is a division of Decatur County Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. West Tennessee Bank, focused on you.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
We've only played 70 minutes here, and 5 points away from wrapping it up is Southern Arkansas, and Hudson's still back to serve. 4 digs, an ace, and 3 kills and 4 points today she has delivered. They're going to have to hurry to get it, but it hung up off the grid. That one was in, and you talk about power. Verges delivered one as if you remember going to the circus and seeing them shoot somebody out of a cannon, that's exactly what she did with the ball. And Vasquez is back to serve. Perfect angle. Verges is on fire now. She's beginning to feel it. Doing a little dance up front, closing the gap to within 2. Here's the set and the block. And they're coming alive. They're saying, we're not going down without a fight. Jackson, perfect delivery. Here's the set. In between the quadrant. She found it right in the middle of that box of 4 players. And just as we were on the cusp of a tie game, it's still a 2-point lead as Sadie delivers. Here's the set. Once again, Antonio. And point to Edward Waters. Remember, you have to win by 2, 21-20. Mule Riders still on top. And here is Antonio. And again, she had that flat-footed serve and could not get the downward flight early enough, and it was beyond the stripe. And here's Macy Shaver. She's been very dependable. 16 assists in this game. And turnabout fair play as Verges, who has really come alive, delivers that in the middle of the quadrant. And Verges to serve, down 1. Block up front. Perfectly teamed by Helmuth and Jackson. We are tied. Mule Riders get some subs in. And Verges to serve. 9 kills, 7 digs, 10 points. Off of the hands of the front line. That was great spin on the return. So we got a game in this one, 23-22, and it is Landry Rogers from Salado, Texas. Into the net. So we're even at 23. And this is the first set that we've had some high drama. Figueroa to serve. 2 aces she's had today. Got the drop on that one perfectly. Is it in? Yes. So it is set point now for Edward Waters. Figueroa is going to try to deliver it. Good save. And right off of the front line again. I'm going to tell you, you have people like Whaley get in there and some of the others that have great power. It is hard to stop them. So somebody's going to have to get to at least 26 to win it now. Olivas to serve. Here's the set. Yes! Resounding return from Whaley, who is beginning to feel it now. Carlin delivering the last 2 points. It's now set point for the Mule Riders. We got a tie again, so now we're going to have to go to 27. And to serve, Brooklyn Jones, the young woman from Detroit. We finally got some tension in this one, and so if your blood pressure needs to be measured, don't do it right now and then right into the net. Oh, my heavens. So once again, it is set point for the Mule Riders. And who's going back to try to deliver it? It is Carlin Whaley from Magnolia, Arkansas, and here she goes. Set from Antonio. And that's it. 27 to 25 in what was a real thriller. But at the end, the violation and the point was awarded to Southern Arkansas, so they take it in a game that took 77 minutes. 25 to 9. 25 to 14, 27 to 25. Now, let's take a look at some of the top players. For Edward Waters, there's no question about Verges and her strong ability. She had 9 kills, 8 digs, and 10 points in the game. Another fine effort from Brooklyn Jones with 9 kills, and she had 9 points as well. Had 2 digs. And then we get down to Helmuth. She had 4 kills and a single dig, 5 points. So they were your leaders, except let's also add Deslandi Antonio with her 23 assists and 6 digs. She was all over it. She was setting like fire, and that's what her job is. For Southern Arkansas, let's take a look at their totals. And the big gun that you had on this one today, you could look at that in a variety of categories. Whaley was tremendous, and particularly down the stretch. She had 9 kills. She had 13 attacks on the ball, and she had 1 dig, 10 points. She and Olivas both with 10 points, 5 kills for Olivas, and she had 2 aces, 2 digs, and she was all over the place as well. 19 assists for Macy Shaver, and the senior, you expect that from her. She was doing the sets all over, 3 digs, 2 service aces, and 2 points. It was a mixed bag across the board. Rogers delivered 5 kills, 4 for Hudson, 11 digs for Cabish. But we are going to give our player of the game honors, and this one is a hard one to do, but we're going to give it to Carlin Whaley. She particularly down the stretch of that third set was giving it all. Again, 9 kills. She had 13 attacks on the ball, a dig, and 10 points, and she's our player of the game. Now, this Southern Arkansas team plays again at 1 o'clock against Union University, the host team. Edward Waters will play again at 3 o'clock against Arkansas Monticello. But coming up in about 39 minutes, since we got this one early, there's a little bit of extra time. So in about 39 minutes, it will be Southwest Baptist taking on Catawba of North Carolina, and we'll have all the action right here on Flow Sports. And the executive producer of our production company today, Worthy Road Studios, is Paul Schultze, and your main game camera operator, Billy Bolin II. I'm Steve Beverly, reminding you again, the final score was Southern Arkansas 3 sets, Edward Waters none. And this telecast has been a presentation of Flow Sports, the Gulf South Conference, and its member institutions. Again, I'm Steve Beverly. So long from the great hub city of West Tennessee.